Hi guys, how's it? Welcome Trek Amol. How's it Yalla? Good day, good evening, however you want to be addressed. Yes, we are now a fortnight away. I actually look, I consider myself to be a man of culture, but we do not use Fortnite. I mean, it's a game here, but the actual term of Fortnite is not very commonly used in this part of the globe. So I had to actually make sure it's 2 weeks is a fortnight. So we are a fortnight away from the 2024 edition of the Six Nations, the biggest tournament in the Northern Hemisphere, the six big nations going up in a tournament winner take all format, and the lineups have finally been completely announced as of this morning, my local time. And this year, I will be covering the Six Nations. Hopefully, going to have a couple of guests on before this tournament cracks off with some of my overseas mates to have some talks about some of these matches and what to look forward to. Like I said, you can go back to some of my past videos. I don't really speak highly on it because I'm a rugby championship guy. I love the Springboks. I love to play the All Blacks. I love to beat the Wallabies. I love to beat the All Blacks, and I love to play the Pumas. I have a different level of respect for that team. But yeah, so we are a fortnight away from this 2024 edition. Lineups have been announced, and we will thusly go through these. Now, like I said, I know some of the big names, I know some of the absent names. I'm not going to pretend to have a great deal of knowledge. As I've said in the past, I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm going to cover this as a rugby fan, as an outsider looking in. And I guess I'm not really rooting for anyone in particular. I am going to just enjoy some good Northern Hemisphere rugby for what it is, while still enjoying the URC, et cetera, that kind of thing. But when that rugby championship that starts to get cracking off, me. I will be all about my box during all of that. So let's go ahead and start off. I want to go ahead and say a big thank you. Rugby Centre, they're on Instagram, and I believe they are also on Facebook. I did kind of jack their graphics off their Instagram. I've asked them in the past. They said they were fine with it. So that's the graphic that you will get up here. And we will go through these lineups, starting off with the Red Roses, the Palms of England. Now, something I do have to mention, and something that was brought up to me by a buddy of mine, and it's my disdain. I make it no hiding secret that I'm not a fan of the Palms, but then he did bring up something quite ironic about that. And I know you guys have seen my hands and you've seen, okay, he's got all these tattoos, and it was the realization. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, yeah. And that's not the only red rose I have tattooed on me. I have a lot of, obviously, I have a purple rose on this hand. I have 3 red roses tattooed on my right arm alone, guys. The irony in that, I just like roses. I think they're beautiful. I like having them tattooed on me, obviously, but I don't know if that really says, maybe that's my deep-seated hatred for the Red Roses of England. But Steve Borthwick has announced his squad. We will go through it. A big total, 6 uncapped players. Obviously, the absence of Owen Farrell. A new captain in this tournament. It's actually kind of a little shocked, man. I thought Maro Itoje, especially with him just getting his MBA, he would be the new captain, but no dice. So let's go ahead and go through these forward 6 total uncapped players that we will go through. Ollie Chessum, Dane Cole, and Alex Coles. Luke Cowan-Dickey, Chandler Cunningham South, he is getting his debut. Ben Curry, Theo Dan, Alex Dombrent, Ben Earl, Ellis Genji, who has captained the side before, whenever he played against Canada, buddy of mine mentioned. Jamie George, the captain for the squad with Joe Hayes. Nick Isekwe, Maro Itoje, Joe Marler, Ben Obano, Tom Pearson, Ethan Roots gets his debut, Will Stewart, and Sam Underhill will be the forwards. The backs are going to be a debut with Oscar Beard, Denny Carey, Elliot Daly, Fraser Dingwall will get his debut. Emmanuel Fai Wabasso will also be on debut with Tommy Freeman, George Furbank, Ollie Lawrence, Alex Mitchell, Tom Roebuck, possible debut as well. Henry Slade, Finn Smith, the master of disaster, Marcus Smith, guys, solid. Ben Spencer and Freddie Stewart, the backs. Next, we will move over to Gregor Townsend and a four fresh caps for the Scottish with Ewan Ashman, Josh Bayless, Jamie Botti, Andy Christie, Luke Crosby, Scott Cummings, Rory Darge, Matt Ferguson, Xander Ferguson, Grant Gilchrist, Richie Gray, Alec Hepburn on a possible debut, Will Hurd on a possible debut, Johnny Matthews, Vape Nell, not WP Nell, Vape Nell, Jamie Ritchie, Pierre Skoman, Sam Skinner, George Turner, and Glenn Young. Those are your forwards for the Scottish. The backs are Darcy Graham, Adam Hastings, Ben Healy, George Horn, Rory Hutchinson, Hugh Jones, Blair Kinghorn, fullback extraordinaire, Stafford McDowell, Duhan van der Merwe, name we all know very well, Harry Patterson on possible debut, Ali Price, Cameron Redpath, Aaron Reed, possible debut as well, Kyle Rowe, Finn Russell, we all know that, Kyle Stain, Sione Tupelotu, and Ben White. Now, I know he's been out for a hot minute, but man, it is really weird not saying Stuart Hogg. Yeah. Yeah, we all know about Duhan van der Merwe. We all know about Finn Russell. We know these guys. They do have the skills. And the veteran in Vapenel. These guys do have some solid strength on their squad. Now, the team that I actually have picked to win it, like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight. We will get a total of, a training panel of 3 uncapped players, but we will start out with Ireland. They are coached by Andy Farrell. Faz is what the kids call him. But Ryan Baird, Finlay Bellum, Tog Burney, Jack Conan, Caelan Doris, Tog Furlong, Sian Haley, Ian Henderson, Ronan Kelleher, Jeremy Loftman, Joe McCarthy, Peter O'Mahony, the new captain with the retirement of Johnny Sexton, Tom O'Toole, Andrew Porter, James Ryan, Dan Sheehan, Tom Stewart, Nick Timoni, and Josh Vanderfleer. We definitely know the Dutchman Vanderfleer. The backs, arguably one of the best centers in the entire Rugby World Cup. Bundy Aki, the former Waikato chief, Harry Byrne, Craig Casey, Jack Crowley, Kieran Frawley, Jamison Gibson Park, the former Māori All Black, Robbie Henshaw, Hugo Keenan, Jordan Larmore, James Lowe, also the former Māori All Black, Stuart McCloskey, Connor Murphy, Calvin Nash, Gary Ringrose, and Jack Stockdale. They do have a 3-group of training panel, which is Ollie Yeager, Thomas Ahern, and Sam Pendergrass. These are the uncapped players. Obviously, Matt Hansen, the really big notable injury omission. That's going to sting on the wing for those guys because they've been real dependent on the Aussie-born Irishman. Then we move to the team that probably had the biggest breaking news in the last couple of days with Louis Rees-Zammit going to try to make the NFL. I did a video about this if you guys haven't watched it. It was the video that came out before this one. Patrick Mahomes couldn't walk into the Premiership or URC and make a team tomorrow. Why do you think that Louis Rees-Zammit could walk into the NFL? It's not going to happen. It's going to be a while. He's going to be a practice squad at best for a while. But moving on from that, we get 5 total uncapped players for Warren Gatland, the former Waikato Chiefs coach. Forwards will consist of Corey Domakowski, Kemley Matthias, Gareth Thomas, Elliot D., Ryan Elias, Evan Lloyd on a potential debut, Kieran Asarati, Leon Brown, Archie Griffin on a potential debut, Adam Beard, Duffy Jenkins is captaining the side. Jones. Anyways, Will Rowlands, Teddy Williams, Tana Basham, James Botham, Alex Munn on a potential debut, Mackenzie Martin on a potential debut, Tommy Reffel and Aaron Wainwright will make up the forwards for the Welsh. The backs are Gareth Davies, Kieran Hardy, Thomas Williams, Sam Costello, Kai Evans, Lone Lloyd, Mason Grady, George North, Joe Roberts, Nick Tompkins, Owen Watkin, Josh Adams, Rio Dyer, Tom Rogers, and Cameron Winnett on a possible debut for Warren Gatland and the Welsh. Yeah, it's weird. No Tuparik, no Falatau, no Alan Wynne Jones, no Wynne Jones. Yeah. 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 It's going to be an odd one for the Welsh. Then we get over to Italy, who, let's face facts here, probably one of the most disappointing performances of the 2023 Rugby World Cup was Italy. They got absolutely slaughtered by the All Blacks. And it was a team that had a lot of good momentum going into last year's Six Nations, and it just kind of petered out. They do have 5 uncapped players coming into the, I think is it Kieran Cowley is their head coach? He's a Kiwi. So we'll go ahead and start off with this. Pietro Cicerelli, Danilo Fischetti, Matteo Nogueira, Luke Rizzoli, Marco Spagnolo. We see Zilochi. I should know these so much better, and I don't. Gianmarco Lucchesi, Marco Manfredi, Giancamo Nicotera, Nicolo Canone, Eduardo Lacchisi, Federico Ruza, Andrea Zambonin, Lorenzo Canone, Ricardo Favoreto, Alessandro Ezekor, Michael Lamaro, Sebastian Negri on a possible debut, Ross Venticant, and Manuel Zuolani. The other Izakor is a potential debut, and Mirko Spagnole, as well as Nogueira, will be the potential debuts for Italy forwards. No debuts at the back. We will get Garbisi, Pedrello, Stephen Varney, Tommaso Allen, Paolo Garbisi, Juan Ignacio Brex, Tommaso Menoncello, Federico Mori, Marco Zanon, Pierre Bruno, Angie Capuzzo. Love that guy. Absolutely solid. Monty Awani, Simon Gessi, and Lorenzo Pani, the Italian backs. Now, I saved the best for last. Oh my God. If you thought I struggled getting through the Italian roster, you already know who's left. And it is the French squad. Absolutely no debuts on this French squad. No Antoine Dupont, as he has left to go pursue his sevens. No, the guy that the fly half that got injured, he doesn't look like he's dressed either for this. But let's go ahead and watch me begrudgingly make it through this French roster. God, this is going to be bad. Forwards will consist of Esteban Abadi, Dorian Aldegri, Gregory Aldrich captaining the side, Ueni Antonio, Cyril Bile, Gaetan Parlot, Paul Boutinet, Francois Croix, Paul Gabriel, Matthias Halagahu, Anthony Jelonche, Thomas Lacalette, Julien Marchand, Pietro Muvaka, that's a very French-sounding name, Emmanuel Mefo, another very French-sounding name, Charles Ilevon, Romain Tofafina, it's not a very French-sounding name there either, Sebastian Tofafina, Reda Wardy, and Cameron Woki, the forward pack for the French. Backs are going to consist of Louis Bielberry, Jonathan Dante, Nicolas Deporte, Gail Ficu, Emilion Gailleton, Antoine Hebert, Matthew Jalabert, Melvin Jamene, Nolan Lagerrick, Matthias Labelle, Maxime Lecu, Yoram Mofana. It's a lot of Mofanas. Damien Pinot and Thomas Ramos, who did make my World Cup 15 at fullback. So, like I said, I've got no dog in this fight. The absence of Antoine Dupont, to me, yes, I understand France has no debuts on this entire, but I still think I don't like his kid. I don't like Owen Farrell. You guys know that. But Andy Farrell, man, that dude's got that dog in him, man. He just got the job with the British and Irish Lions tour next year. He's got the momentum. He's got the juice, man. I mean, he's got that dog in him. And I just think I'm sure my Irish followers are going to be like, thank you. Now I think France is not to be taken lightly. I think they're going to be difficult for everyone that they play with. I'm not going to go and set down who I go one of two teams is going to finish in sixth place. It's either going to be Italy or it's going to be Wales. I'm just going to come out and say that outright. It's either going to be Italy or it's going to be Wales. One of them is getting the wooden spoon. I'm leaning towards Wales right now at this moment. Sorry, Welsh fans, you lost a lot. Yeah, Tarek, Faletau, Wyn Jones, Alan Wyn Jones, you lost a lot in the last year. And we know the state of Welsh rugby. Obviously, when you're young up-and-coming guys bolting to go potentially play in the NFL. Still think he's practice squad at best if he even gets that far. But yeah, like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight, so I'm not really going to play favorites with anyone. We do have the first round of games February 1st. I don't know if I'll go live for those, but I will definitely do pre-games for all of those. I am going to be watching the series, giving my opinions on how I think it should go. I am still sticking with Ireland to win. Even with the loss of Johnny Sexton and Mac Henson to injury, I just think that coach, I believe in the Irish coach. I think Farrell he's got that dog, man. He's hungry. He wants it. And I mean, I think the black eye of getting bounced in the quarterfinal once again, I think he wants to erase that shit as quickly as possible. And I think he can. They had an amazing win streak going, 18 plus games, 17, 18 games. And I think with him getting the hey, you're it for a while, buddy. You're here at least until after the next World Cup. I think he's really going to put his stamp on Irish rugby. I think he's going to steer Irish rugby in the proper direction. And, I trust him with that. I do have a lot of respect for Andy Farrell because, once again, I think he's got that dog in him. I think Rassie has got that dog in him. Razor Robinson has got that dog in him. I do worry about that a bit. I don't think Steve Borthwick has that dog in him. The French coach does have that dog in him. We saw it. That of the 3 games that the Springboks played in the post, I mean, the All Blacks were the toughest. I still think France was the best team that we played in the elimination rounds. They were solid. Their forward pack was absolutely devastating, and that game could have gone both ways. But I'm still going to stick with Ireland, as I believe they have what it takes to win this tournament. You guys let me know who you're supporting. Let me know who you're rooting for. If it's your first time watching this tournament, following it along with me, let me know, man. And we can follow along together. Watch these games online together, man. It'd be fun as hell, dude. Every time I do these lives, I know I don't have a lot of people that come out. I'd like to boost those numbers, obviously, but dude, it's like hanging out at the pub. I don't drink, but you get to hang out with me in my office here and we get to watch some rugby together. It's my favorite game to watch, and I just enjoy it, man. It's not, people have asked me, hey, why don't you do an ice hockey channel? Because I don't really enjoy watching ice hockey. I just see missed shots and missed opportunities when I watch ice hockey now. So it's just fun for me, guys. And I do appreciate all of you who continue to support this channel, the new followers, the old followers. I know I gutted out some with some personal decisions, but I stand by them, and my life has been better since I made those decisions. So with that being said, we do have games coming up this weekend. I will do a pregame this week. I promise it will actually get out. It won't be going into the B pile because of me going on a rant at the end of the video like this one did this last week. But yeah, wherever you're at in the world, hope you're safe. Hope your family's good. If you're in South Africa, I pray that load shedding isn't during the hottest hours of the day, but yeah, you can never really hope that. And on a positive note, it finally got above 0 Celsius here today, so it was very nice for once. But until next time, guys, cheers, and I'll see you guys soon.